Hi, CST Head Coach Donna Eddy here. Welcome to the CST Australasia newsletter. Our CST online workouts are going to come to you weekly. If you're lucky enough to get this from a friend and you aren't signed up to our newsletter, you can hit the join button above or below, see the little blue box, and you'll get the weekly newsletter to your inbox yourself. We'll go through the body each week. We're going to start with the neck. We're going to focus on two programs from the CST system and combine the two together. So if you don't have the products yourself, you can shop now and get Intu Flow and Ageless Mobility. They're the two we're going to focus on for the first 6 or so weeks. Then I'll give you a few little extra moves and coaching tips that have come up in my classes that aren't on the DVDs to make sure we're covering all movements possible and a few little exciting things that you don't get on the DVDs. But get your products if you don't already have them. If you have got them, the workouts that you'll get each week that we go through, the teaching tips that I'll take you through, will just add to what you practice and get you focusing on different aspects or help you solve some problems in mastering some of the movements. So we're going to start with the neck this week. The movements that most people find easy to do are your forward and back gliding, following the line of the jaw. We've got rotation, which I tell my participants to do while you're sitting at a red light. So pick a few exercises and make them your red light exercises so that you actually get some movement in while you're doing something else, so then it's not a chore. Rotation's a good one. You can check out who's around you while you're in the car. Side bending, tilting. And then the one most people have trouble with, is what we're going to focus on today, is the side glide. Okay. What we'll use is the Ageless Mobility program as a little prep. So if you want to do this as a little sequence together, what I suggest is working on the release of the upper traps, because the cue I'll give you later is to actually raise the shoulders to help with that side movement. But first, if we do this as a full sequence, press the shoulder down, reach the hand down the leg, putting tension on the upper trap here, and then you're going to glide the head as far as you can to the side. May not move very far at first, and try and get your jaw, your ear towards your hand. You'll hold that tension. Breathe in. On the breath out, press down a little further and push a little further. Small breath in, and then release, relax, press down, reaching the fingers down and go a little further. You're looking at keeping your eyes level, head straight, pushing to the side. Release that, shake it off, and then go the other way. Pressing down and pushing to the side. Breath in. On the breath out, take it a little further. Push to the side. Guide it by the jaw. That's usually the best way to keep your chin level and the head square. Press the shoulder down. Press into your hand. Give yourself the little physical cue of where to go. One more. Press the shoulder down. And then press your head to the side. So you should be feeling a nice lot of tension just along the side of the neck. Shake that off. You've pre-released the upper traps. Now you're going to lift your shoulders to take the pressure off the upper traps, and it should give you a whole lot more free movement compared to when you're just doing it naturally and relaxed. So elevate the shoulders, come out of your shoulder pack, and use the movement that taking the tension out of this neck helps create the extra movement that you're looking for, or actually connect to the movement if you've really found it tough to actually even get the movement started. Use a mirror so you can see what you're doing, but eventually you want to be able to do this without the mirror so that you can feel it for yourself and feel which side's tighter than the other, if one side's going further than the other. So just with your hands, you can use the cue of really small movements of just cheek to cheek. You can take it further and do ear to ear. You can do one side at a time, as though you're listening to something just out of the distance. Do the other side, and then combine the two and glide across. Imagine you're balancing something on your head, so you're keeping yourself level and square, and that's where the mirror is handy when you first start, so you can actually see what's happening to the body. Then you want to be able to keep that range of movement with the shoulders relaxed. So if you really drop off and lose that movement that you had when you were here, you know you've still got a lot of neck tension that you need to release. So getting back into that shoulder release, pushing to the side. You can even take it into a little bit of a side bend stretch. Combine some of the movements from the first lot of exercises I showed you. So release the neck first, to then enable you to gain that movement. And then you'll be combining your rotation, your gliding, your side bend, and your side glide. A little nod, I go side on, little nod, and looking up will then mean you've covered all your 6 degrees of freedom, which is a key principle in the CST system. So use those tips to get that one that's the toughest to do, and then combine them all together to really release the neck, drop the tension away, release the stress for the day. Even just doing the shoulder pack and a little bit of a side bend for one breath is enough to just unlock and switch off the upper traps for that moment, so you can de-stress, feel better, get on with what you're doing, get rid of some tension, and get on with your day. So thanks for joining us. We'll look forward to moving down to the shoulders next week, and we'll do the same combination in Ageless Mobility with Intu Flow movements and combine them together as a little segment that you can practice yourself. So enjoy your practice, and I look forward to seeing you next week.